Welcome to another MP4Nation.net video and review. Today I'm going to show you the new capacitive touchscreen version of the Nationite MIDnite. The capacitive touchscreen upgrade is not the only thing that's different in this version. This also has a full USB host, so you can go ahead and attach a USB dongle right into this and it'll work. Built in also is a G sensor, so you can rotate the screen automatically. That was definitely one of the main things that people really wanted in the original MIDnites. The biggest difference in this will be that the screen response is much better because it's a capacitive touchscreen. Everything will feel a lot more fluid. However, the actual performance of the MIDnite, its quirks and its pros and cons, will be the same as a resistive touchscreen version because the hardware, the underlying hardware, really is the same apart from the touchscreen, the G sensor, and the USB host. But the core hardware is the same. But anyway, let me show you some stuff on this newer version. First off, I'll start up Angry Birds, so we can all check out how Angry Birds works on this version of the MIDnite. And again, from what you'll see from this is that the capacitive touchscreen just makes it more enjoyable. It's not like that the resistive touchscreen was less enjoyable. This is just much more enjoyable. See, and it does have multi-touch, so you can pinch the zoom and go ahead. Oh, that was a bad shot. I'm actually a lot better at Angry Birds than than this. But anyways, you guys get the idea. Let's exit out of this. Now let me show you web browsing. I said it does have a G sensor now, so you can rotate. Oh, does it do the upside down one? No, it does do this. So it's not 360, but it will rotate most ways. Let's go to news, and let's find a CNN article. Okay, there we go. Show you how the pinch zoom works and how well it performs while web browsing. And again, the MIDnite is just as fast to load web pages as it ever was. Go and just use your fingers to zoom in. I remember the MIDnite does support Flash also, although I say it supports Flash, but the reality is that Flash playback on any Android device is very hit or miss. So don't expect the Flash to perform like it does on your desktop. From our first video review of the MIDnite to this, there's been a lot of improvements in the software. Those who own the MIDnites can probably attest that. And the factory continues on improving the firmware. Even though this has a capacitive touchscreen, the actual firmware development will be the same as for the resistive touchscreen. So updates will happen for both models. Well, that's it. That's according to the factory right now. And let me just show you pointer location, so you can just see that this is as they say, a 2-input capacitive touchscreen. If I can find, there we go. Some capacitive touchscreens sometimes support 4 or 5 finger inputs at the same time, but this only supports 2, which you can put 3 fingers. Oh, let go off the screen first. There we go. It only supports 2 inputs, so it only does really the pinch and zoom. Not that you really need like 5 fingers working on this all the time. But talking about finger inputs, one of the nicer things about this capacitive touchscreen is that typing is much more, it's more enjoyable. So if you're on like a forums and you want to type away, capacitive touchscreen makes this much easier. On the resistive, it wasn't as fluid. So a lot of people probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as they would enjoy typing on a capacitive touchscreen. The MIDnite comes preloaded with lots of apps. It also comes with the marketplace. It's not the full marketplace, but you can find a tutorial online on how to change that. This model has a built-in GPS. All the capacitive MIDnites will have built-in GPS. It also has built-in Bluetooth, so you can connect headsets or external Bluetooth keyboards to this. And you can download various games and use the G-Sensor to play with it, like Speed Forge 3D. I think this will be the last thing I really show you because, well, frankly, you can probably watch our older review to get a more details on what other things this can be used for, such as ebook reading, or you can just check out forums to see what people use the MIDnite for. So let's get this started. And this is a game where you have to have a G-Sensor built in for it to work. This does use a ARM Cortex A8 processor, text instrument processor. There we go. The G-Sensor is quite responsive, as you can see. Whoa. Well, again, you get the idea. Anyway, there you have it. This is the Nationite MIDnite with a capacitive touchscreen and a full USB host and built-in G-Sensor. Head on over to mp4nation.net to check this out, or head on over to our forums to discuss this. Thank you.